Hello, Raw Mithril here once again, and after the Pippi nightmare, a nice relaxing ski resort might be just what I need, so let's go after Man. I do tend to identify myself as having an affinity for ice, winter, and snow, so hopefully this will go smoothly. Speaking of smoothly, the platforms here are of course slippery, so you do have to watch out for that. And we are very quickly introduced to the mini-boss of the stage, White Bear Machine GTV. I have no idea what GTV is supposed to stand for, but there you go. It does break a cardinal rule of mini-bosses, that being that there are 3 of them in this stage and not just 2. Hey speedrunners, want a shortcut that doesn't involve utility? There you go. And time for the second bear. All those fossils in the ground remind me. Anybody out there still play Animal Crossing for the Wii? Anybody out there got an iguanodon skull they'd be willing to give me? That's the last fossil I'm missing, and it's driving me absolutely batty. As long as I'm spouting off my wish list of items there, I'm also in the market for a White Knight, a Black Queen, a Daffodil, and a Metroid. Anybody have any of those and want to donate to the cause? Get in touch with me via private message on YouTube and we'll see what we can work out. These are icicle tekus. They're mostly a hindrance, but sometimes they can be useful, such as this one, that thoughtfully provides a bridge over the death spikes. You can actually shoot the teku to make it drop the icicle early if you need, and this is a true shield attacker. I like the rolling animation they have as they turn. Let's see, a branching path, one of which requires a utility. I wonder which way we need to go. And H-plate get. 3/4 of the way to being done with that, at least. If you stand on those platforms too long, obviously they crumble. Going down. Sniper Joe 01 still not very sturdy. Okay, in this room we want to take the upper path here. Not only does it get us past all these driver cannons and spiral gabules, but if we're careful in getting across, we get the rush search. We'll be using that a little later in this stage. We'll stun the spiral gabule, get across the pit, and on we go. Time for the third and final bear. This one has a new trick. He can still paw the ice crystals at you, but he can also summon icicles from the ceiling. However, the icicles do not reflect shots, so it tends to leave him open. So we get an E-tank and we're on our way. This room really requires a bit of advance notice to get through. It contains bomb sleighs. You really need to know where they are to get through without getting hit. That's especially true of this last one. Whee! Okay, so before we go to fight Man, let's test out the rush search. Right about here. He's barking. That means he found something good. And thus we claim the exit module. That'll come in useful for stages that have multiple paths. It lets you exit the stage prematurely if you've already defeated the Robot Master there. So time to take on Man. A bit of trivia, in the Battle Network series, he remained in a frozen ice block like that for much of his fight. This battle really requires you to pay attention. He's a pretty agile little bugger. When he freezes the floor, he can actually stick you in the floor. It's all about knowing what he does and how he does it. Whoa. So yes, he can be a bit of a handful. There's a lot that goes on in this fight that you really want to watch for. Falling icicles, the freeze cracker, him running by. This is one of those battles where I'm afraid to look at his health meter to see how close I am. But I think I have to be getting fairly close. Oh, closer than I thought. Farewell, Freeze Man. Time for some blueberry. Or it might be raspberry. Seems like they usually make that blue in frozen treats anyway. The freeze cracker fires ice bullets, doesn't it? Oh, it's icicle fall easy. Yes, and the bullets will split when they hit the ground. One thing they don't warn you about, in the later rematch, if you use the freeze cracker on Freeze Man, he actually pauses the game, looks out of the screen at you, does his taunt pose again, and heals himself. He just looks out at you as if to say, "Are you really that stupid?" Alright, 3 down of the first 4. So, yeah, this actually wasn't too bad for the most part. Mainly a lot of retreading to to learn where my mistakes were. So, have a few outtakes. Enjoy! Alright, so up here we have another nice shiny to collect. No, that one even... Oh, well, bugger. Well, that means, doing this over, because I don't believe in doing things the easy way. To tell you the truth, I'm not even sure if I can get up that high with this or not. Nope, I have to redo it anyway. Okay. Gets us past a lot of enemies, a bunch of driver cannons and spiral gabules, and also gets us a... well, that wasn't even close. So, in this room, we have bomb sleighs. You really want to know where they are in advance. So far this is looking good. Oh, that's not gonna work, not a bit. Okay, before we go in to see Freeze Man, we need to use the rush search. Right about here. Oh, I must not have been far enough in. You're gonna find something silly, aren't you? Dentures! Just what I needed. The Freeze Man battle really requires you to pay attention. And I fail. He does all kinds of things, and if I go quiet, it's because this is a tricky fight. No! Ah! So, Freeze Man's stage wasn't too difficult, really. There really wasn't all that much to have to watch out for. And then there's Freeze Man. Freeze Man bumps this one up to a 4 out of 10. The main issue with his stage, is Freeze Man himself. The stage itself isn't too difficult. Once you know where the bomb sleighs are coming from, the rest is really easy. Freeze Man himself, though, there's a lot going on in that fight that you really have to watch out for. The icicles falling from the ceiling, the freeze cracker going across the screen, and when it shatters. You have to watch out for when he freezes the floor so you don't get stuck. And as he's running at you, you gotta be careful if you shoot him because it'll make him jump. So, there's really a lot that you have to watch out for when dealing with this guy. He's not the hardest one around, but at the same time, he will definitely give you a run for your money. So, 4 out of 10 for Freeze Man. But it was actually a pretty enjoyable fight. Enjoyable stage all around, really. So, with that, we've reached the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.